and what reasons do you have for thinking that?
I have actually no reason to think about it. The only thing what you are doing is asking me. That doesn't change my situation. And I said it a few times. We never spoke about transfers in this moment. So whatever I could say would not stop, obviously, your questions. So then I thought it makes sense that I don't answer it. It feels a little bit like waste of time. So it's nothing, if I don't say anything, there's enough in to speculate and think, he doesn't say that because of that. There's really nothing to say in this moment. I'm completely in the situation. And nobody, I can say that, nobody came to me so far and said, Phil will be away in January. Nobody who has influence on it. And so that's all. I'm completely fine with the situation, how it is. We had this big story in the summer. I have no desire to have it again from now on until the end of January, because we play around about 20 games in this time, in this period. So really try it. I will say nothing about that. And at the 31st of January, we can then shake hands and say, what a wonderful time we had together. The journalist and me, not Phil and me.
So, big game then.
Yeah, thank you.
All your Merseyside derby so far. What is the secret? How special a fixture is this for you?
Very special, very special. I think it's what a week for us with an away game at Brighton, with a difficult place to go, then playing this all or nothing final against Moscow, and then the derby is waiting with the opponent resting the team on Thursday night. That's all very special with a new manager, Sam Allardyce. One of the most experienced, if not the most experienced manager in the Premier League. I played him now, when we meet on Sunday, I played him in 3 different clubs already, and I'm only 2 years here. So, and at each club he did the job. So obviously he's very successful, and we know what we will get if you want. That doesn't make it easier, to be honest, because all Sam Allardyce teams are difficult to play. That's no secret. And but on the other hand side, we were in a good moment, and we have to, again, how I said already, we have to learn from our mistakes. And after the last very clear win in the Champions League when we played Maribor, we were not spot on in the next game, and we have to be for sure tomorrow. I'm sure the derby makes it a little bit easier to be spot on. That I would say the Tottenham game was not important. No, it was, but we made that mistake, and we have to show that we learned, and we have to use our experience. We have to use the atmosphere at Anfield. It's our home ground, and everybody needs to see that and feel that after the first whistle, at least.
You spoke as well last week of having history with Sam Allardyce. So, what do you expect to get from him at Anfield?
A good organization, a clear structure, set pieces on highest level. Sigurdsson is born to deliver set pieces, I would say. A lot of fights for second balls, for sure. We need to do that, and we need to be ready for that. Let me say it like this: it's not so we know, everybody knows how Sam Allardyce teams are playing football in moments like this, and that's has all my respect, 100%. The thing is, it's much more important what we do with it. And for us, the challenge is, for all of us in the stadium, the challenge is that we don't expect that we play football like we did in the last 20 minutes against Moscow, because that was confident, it was flying and all that stuff. We have to start, if you want, from the ground, from the basis again. We have to look for challenges, find challenges, and win challenges. We have to be perfectly organized. We have to protect all the things we do in a perfect way. We have to be ready for hard challenges that will happen there. But from our side, for sure, it should not be overly hard, only consequent. And that's all what we know about a game like this. And then we can win the game.
Peter? There's a lot of talk about Everton maybe playing 10 men behind the ball, parking the bus, as we call it here. If that happens, are you tempted to start your Fab Four from the start? Because it was such a wonderful night at Anfield in the league.
I have nothing to say about lineup from our side. That's actually I didn't decide it so far. So we played on Wednesday, and we have to wait for sure today and maybe until tomorrow to make a lineup. But I said it already in another interview. I have no problem, and you can all name it like you want, but I have no problem with nicknames like Fab Four. But that is disrespectful against all the other players. It is. We played a fantastic game at West Ham, and there was Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain involved. We didn't have so far Adam Lallana, and I think he would fit fantastic in each boy group or band in this world and on this planet. And Daniel Sturridge, Dom Solanke, all these offensive players, and that's not, it's not fair. But it was for the last game, so okay, there will be really good offensive players if nothing happens. In which order or whatever, we will see. But they will be good.
After such a wonderful performance in midweek, I guess your fans might be hoping for more and more goals, but how patient might your players have to be?
Yeah, that's what I said. Very important. We have to start from the back. We have to start really with the first whistle to do the right thing in the right moment. I spoke already with the boys about that. We should not, or it's not allowed to expect that we play like we played in the last 25 minutes against Moscow. It's not allowed. That would be silly. We have to really work hard in the best way. We have to be patient, like we have been patient against Brighton in the first 20-25 minutes, because there is no easy way to go through. That's for sure. At the end, we must make it as difficult as possible for Everton to win any yard on the pitch, and that's our job to do. There's so many things to do. They are completely different to the last game, to be honest. Not before the start, because we had no real idea how Moscow will play, but we forced them then actually with the result in their bag that they had to win and all that stuff to do it like they did it, and we used that. And in this game it will be different because I don't think that anything will change in this game until the final whistle from the match plan of the other side, and that's makes it, it will be hard work. I have no problem with that. I like it. That's derby. There's no favorite in a derby. It's and very often in life it was like this, that the team everybody spoke very positive about before, like you do now about us, and the other team who is actually in a really positive run as well. They won the last 3 games now in a row, with the game last night with, I don't know, 15 changes or something like that, and a good run as well. So, but in this game, if you think about it, yeah, people would say it will be difficult for Everton. It will be difficult for us as well. And at the end, we have the better chance because we play at Anfield, and that's what we have to show.
Juliet? Respectful to the other players then. Going back to that Tottenham result, you moved on as a team and squad so quickly from then in such a short space of time. So we can all see what's happened, but how much work has gone into that, and how difficult has it been to get the players to come into what you're doing now and producing the goals and the form that you're doing?
I don't know. It didn't feel difficult or whatever. It didn't feel more difficult than it was before. We played this season so far really good football. We spoke about that a few times, but we didn't use the situation. So if we had, I don't know, 66 shots on goal and 33 goals or whatever, I don't know the numbers exactly, but before we had the same number of chances or even more and didn't score. So we didn't have to change a lot, but we have to change a few very decisive things, and that is the main focus is on defending as a team. It was our job. It will never end, probably. It will never end, but it's our job to make sure that you don't discuss all the time our defense. It's because it's not, the problem was never our defense. Yes, in single moments, but you cannot talk about 500 situations in a game and you talk always about 1 or 2 situations. We had to sort it as a team, and that's the best thing. In the last game, the door opener was the first goal, of course, but the second goal was a team goal. It was defending together. It was a pass which we forced from them, and we won the ball. Sadio pass goal. So for me, for the world, the nicest thing is how we finish it. for me, the nice thing is how we win the ball in this moment, because we are compact, 1-0 up, but still compact, and that's what we have to be. And I'm not sure, was it easy, was it difficult? It was just a job we had to do. And after Tottenham, for sure, we need to show a reaction. But it's now long ago, and we have to carry on. There's no doubt about that, because what we are talking about is the past, and we only have influence on the future. And the future is Everton, and we have to be ready for that.
Mike?
Jurgen, how different a proposition do you think Everton will be than they may have been 10 days ago with the new manager? And as a consequence, how different will your strategy be?
I had a home game against West Ham right before Sam was in the stands, I think. There's no doubt about the quality of Everton. It was kind of a negative run. It was no results, no confidence at one point, and they not sure, but they needed a kind of a change. They thought they needed a change. That's what they did. It needed a little bit of time to get it. But we all know that Everton is, if it's not top 6, it's a top 7 team then usually, and that makes it really difficult. It's a fantastic club, and I don't know how big the difference is, because I didn't watch a lot of games 5 weeks ago. Now I saw the last 4. That makes it really different then, and they are in a good moment, and they gain confidence. They scored the goal of the season, probably. Wayne, nice one, and. So a lot of positive things at Goodison Park in the moment, and I have no problem with that. They can win all the games over the season, apart from the games against us. That's how it is.
This is your 4th Merseyside derby. Has the occasion matched what your expectations were of it? You know, as somebody who knew about the Merseyside derby, watching from afar, but now that you're part of it, has it lived up to that? Has it gone beyond what you expected? What's it like for you in terms of the intensity of it all?
I saw the Merseyside derby at Everton, the 1-1 draw, before I came to Liverpool. I think it was the week before I signed as a manager, and so it's always I'm not sure. I didn't have a lot of expectations, to be honest. I didn't think a lot about it. So, but it's a derby, and at its best, and I like it. And so far, how I realized it, there's a lot of respect between the two clubs, and I really like that. To be honest, we don't in the game. Yes, still respect, but try everything to win it. Try everything. But around the games, we live in one city, and there's enough space, obviously, for supporters of both clubs. I know, meanwhile, a lot of Everton supporters. You meet them all day around the club, and so that's absolutely okay. I have no problem with that. But in the game, I want to see only us at our best.
Carl?
On Wednesday, you said that Jordan will play 100% will play in this one, having missed the game against Sparta, which was an important game. Is it a sign of the times that even your captain has to get used to being rotated?
I think it's. I'm not sure if it's English or it's old-fashioned or whatever. Even a captain cannot play all the time, so that's how it is. It is like this. You cannot bring him only because the armband. He's in a good moment. He's in good shape. But for this game, I made a decision for that, and I thought it makes really sense in these kind of weeks. Not that I planned, but you need the players on the pitch. They know 100% in a derby what's about. So it's. That makes sense, I would say. And so I made the decision for last week, and I only spoke about it because I knew that people will find out, oh yes, fantastic game. Jordan didn't play, so make a shit story of it. And so I tried to put a story. But there are shit stories, so I cannot change that. Tell me another word for it. Yeah. Are you? Sorry. Yeah, so he's such an important player for us, and I don't get it why I have to say that, but I live in the city and I live here, and I know obviously I get it a little bit how people sometimes are talking about, and being a skipper of Liverpool is the hardest job in world football, because the man who had the armband before is Steven Gerrard. So sorry he finished playing football and is now we cannot get him back. So that's really, and I want that everybody respected that Jordan Henderson is our skipper because he deserved it, because the right man for the job and all that stuff. But that doesn't mean that he can play all the games until he's injured. So that's how it is. And so actually it's no story. But in England, especially in Liverpool, it is a story, and that I said a little bit about it. Story done.
Okay, Uta, we'll go to you very quickly. We'll have to be in English, Uta, I'm afraid, because we're live on television in the UK.
Yeah, but I just wonder if you could compare the derby here to the Dortmund Schalke one, and if you think there is a difference because here both teams are coming from one town.
That's a difference, and that's a big difference. And to be honest, in the game, Dortmund and Schalke has two fantastic stadiums. So in both stadiums, it's the atmosphere, and always in the legal. Everything is legal and no things you don't want to have around a derby. Then the atmosphere is always outstanding, and that's how it is, and that makes it special. But the biggest difference is they are not in one town; they are only close to each other, and that's here. And here we all live together in one town. And how I feel it, the respect is much higher here from one club to the other than it is between Dortmund and Schalke. So I know people, it's only 30 miles or 25 miles away apart from each other, they never were in Gelsenkirchen, where Schalke is at home, or in Dortmund, only for the games or not even for the games, they really try to drive around. So that's how it is. As long as as we battle on the football pitch, I love it. All the battles around, I don't like, to be honest, because I think life is too short to do things like this, and that's it.